Hi folks, New Cara Dune here with your pro transmission for December 1st, 2021. Another final thought. Um, another final thought because, well, this is the final thought. No, another final thought because we haven't gotten there yet is one reason why it's the final thought. Um, but it's also an inside joke between me and Dave Chappelle because he said he made his final comments on his transphobia. But yet he keeps talking about it, and I keep talking to his supporters about it in comments on his videos. So, which reminds me, so thank you all for reminding me to do another video. The final thought on gender is that it doesn't matter. That's a final thought again because we haven't gotten there yet. Right now, in a sexist system, gender does matter. But really, gender doesn't matter. Or if you haven't seen my other recent videos about this, um, gender doesn't matter unless you have someone or people that are interested in each other, like romantically, that they have gender preferences, and that's when it matters. Aside from that, it doesn't actually matter. Now it matters in our sexist society, which is why we need to change that society. Just like race doesn't actually matter. It matters in a racist society, which is why we need to change that society to fit the reality that race and gender don't matter. So there's that. Again, gender matters while people have preferences, but that's for actual situations, not for things you imagine. And those imaginings that you have are weird fantasies that you work up a lot of energy around to, say, support Dave Chappelle, which is where you venture into fascism. So that's why I'm talking about it at New Cara Dune. I thought of a good analogy or illustration for transphobia as a tar baby, fascism as a tar baby. And no disrespect to tar babies, I consider myself a tar baby. I mean, see the comments on my channel. I trap Trump trolls, Trump boutonnieres. I trap them on my channel. Some of them have been trapped there forever, like they can't resist. They're stuck on my channel, which is bad because they're toxic, but they're at least being toxic here on my channel instead of somewhere else. Every minute, every word that they comment on my channel is not something they can comment somewhere else. And my channel's magic, so I can handle it and turn it to good, like compost it. So anyway, um, the final thought is that gender doesn't matter. We haven't gotten there yet. And the people who are resisting that or holding on to the sexist and racist and fascist system are getting caught in a tar baby. So if you don't know the tar baby, it's from the Brer Rabbit stories where he creates a tar baby and the person's aggression against the tar baby gets them all caught up in it. Now, when you look at just transphobia, because transphobia is one aspect of fascism. I could call transphobia, sexism, racism that gets deeper into fascism. People don't necessarily associate transphobia with fascism. You do sexism and racism, and of course transphobia is a form of sexism, but it's this debate, it's this cultural debate or fault line or something they like to call it in American culture, only because the fascists have co-opted transphobia as, or it does suit them as part of sexism and racism and just overall anti-humanism. They're against everything that is human. They're an anti-life thing, but more to say about them in the future. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully more to say about them in the past as history. But again, we need to get rid of these systems so that people will understand. And unfortunately, I mean, if Dave Chappelle or any of these different people could come around and just open their minds and allow themselves to be educated, then they could be a force for educating more of their followers. Of course, the followers will turn on them. That's why I look at it like they've been thrown out there like a punching bag. The reason I'm speaking to you now, new Cara Dune, is because old Cara Dune got kicked off of Star Wars for being transphobic and just being committed to transphobia and saying, no, I want to go play in a dry sandbox with Ben Shapiro, like hermetically sealed from any moisture to the point that moisture doesn't exist. Like, why play in a dehydration chamber with Ben Shapiro when you could have been in Star Wars? So anyway, new Cara Dune here to tell you we don't miss her, or we don't miss Bleep, because Bleep Bloop was committed to this stormtrooper imperial Nazism and a traitor to her character, a traitor to humanity. All fascists are traitors to humanity. No matter what country you're from, you're a traitor to that country. Putin is kind of like the top fascist in the world right now, is a traitor to Russia and a traitor to humanity. And he made Trump and Bolsonaro and Modi, his puppets through Zuckerberg. He made them all traitors to USA, Brazil, and India, and humanity. So you have every right to overthrow and arrest those traitors. Anyway, back to the tar baby. Dave Chappelle. See, isn't that terrible, Dave Chappelle, that I just confused you with Ben Shapiro in my mind? I mean, yeah, you both have the sound in your name, but that's bad. Dave Chappelle, who became I don't know whose name I was associating with, but he's got a character, Clarence or something, that he became, like the black KKK guy. Don't become a character of yourself. Don't become one of your characters that you used to make fun of yourself, Morrissey. Ben Shapiro, Morrissey. Sorry, Dave Chappelle, Morrissey. Morrissey didn't necessarily get caught up in transphobia that I know of. He might have. He got caught up in racism. But old Cara Dune, and J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter books. Hold on, let me grab a book. I'll be right back. She was transphobic too. She's so rich and powerful. Her characters are at least loved enough by people that they don't, that she hasn't been like, well, people have opposed her, but she hasn't been dragged down by it at this time. Although hopefully it will just inspire people to write better books. Like, I always thought that J.K. Rowling's stuff was okay. I mean, I like owls, I like magic, but I was a little offended by how popular it was, and it just seemed to be kind of a hack job, in my opinion, for writing. And so I wrote a better book. I wrote a better than Harry Potter book when my friends were trying to encourage me to read Harry Potter. So Wendy the Witch School Dropout, please get a copy of that. It should be still available on Amazon from the new Cara Dune. And it's not transphobic. So anyway, she's big enough, rich enough, one of the richest women in the world, that she's somewhat weathered the backlash from being transphobic. Dave Chappelle seems to be going down, wants to die on that hill, whatever you want to call it, for him or them or her or whatever Dave Chappelle is by the time you see this video. Point being that just don't talk until you actually talk to people. Don't think that somebody's ghost is telling you that what you're saying is okay. Actually talk to people who actually have opinions and can actually tell you, so you can educate yourself. It's just different people. We're all the same and different in good ways. So learn about those differences. If people's differences scare you, that's really more to do with you and something that you're actually suffering from. So it will help you out. It's like you got stuck in a tar baby. They'll help you out. So it's not just these people, but it's all their supporters get caught in the same reasoning, the same arguments, the same gunk. And it's all bad for you. Like I was saying, J.K. Rowling, she may have, or he may have, y'all might not remember, when J.K. Rowling first wrote Harry Potter books, being called J.K., no one knew if she was a man or a woman, which she was playing to her advantage because men have, better sales or something. I always wanted to write and play to that advantage, that I could possibly be a woman. I accept all pronouns. Personally, I'm two-spirit male. If you're interested, I'm available. But yeah, I like pronouns. But it's like, it's not that hard just to care enough about someone else to find out which pronouns they do like. If you can. If it's an honest mistake, it's not a mistake. But don't die on that hill. Don't be all like, no, I want to call you what I want to call you. Just avoid it if you can, or, say friend or beloved or something. So anyway, thanks for watching, sharing. Check out my book, Wendy the Witch School Dropout. And y'all enjoy.